Do you remember what your childhood dream was? That you always wanted as a kid growing up, you know? When I become an adult, I'm gonna this and this. I remember what mine was. I've had it. I've lost it twice, and in this video, I wanna talk about a little bit about it and the mindset it's put me in, the walls it's caused me to put up, and the hurt that it's caused. Um, so growing up, all I ever wanted was the that that tight family connection that you see on TV, or when you know. For me, it was when I went to friends' houses. Um, Anyone that saw my my first video, I'll try linking it just in case. So anyone that saw my first video knows that, or would have heard that, never knew my dad. So the situation there was when I was very, very young. From what I understand, not even a year old. Something happened, and my mom moved us down here to Florida, and we moved in with my grandparents. So you would think that would be amazing, but it's more like having three parents, because you're not at grandma and grandpa's to be spoiled and, get all the candy and sugared up and then send them home. But yeah, no, what I always wanted was that true family bond that stuck together, and went on trips and vacations and things like that. And I saw it all around me. All my friends' parents were still together. They did things. They got to do sports. They went on vacations. I saw it with other family members, where they would go on cruises, or show photos of the vacations they had been on. And I guess I would say I was a little jealous of it, because I didn't get to experience any of that. I'm 45, and I've left the state of Florida twice in my life. One was for a church trip, and the other was when I went into the military. And so it wasn't really a whole lot of I haven't really been on a real vacation, go sightseeing and this and that. But yeah, so that's when I got back from the military. I met someone that had kids, and I thought this would be great, and you can always fulfill that dream, that I always wanted. And so we were together for quite a while. Things didn't work out. I'm not sure the reasons that were given to me on why they didn't work out were correct, but I don't hold any animosity. I'll explain here a little bit later in the video why I take full blame. But after that, that one ended. I think I did like almost anybody else has done that's been through a divorce. Never again, right? Never again. And I just started focusing on me. Probably didn't do it healthy, and yet it was healthy at the same time. I got myself into the gym. I was going to the gym 6-7 days a week for 3 or 4 hours at a time when I got off work late at night, and just drowned myself in just that. That's all I did, was like eat, sleep, gym, go to work, and repeat it. And then I met someone else, and she had 2 children. and I really thought like it was meant to be. Like I saw so much, and I was very, very leery about moving forward with it. But ultimately, we ended up getting married. Um, that one was a little harder for me because when she left me when I was at my lowest with after being diagnosed with the anxiety, the depression, um, agoraphobia, and so it kind of hit hard, and didn't help that she moved out the week of Christmas. Um, Not to sound bad against either one of them, but after you start to heal from some of it, you realize it's not so much a relationship you miss; it's the kids, it's the life, and I felt like my job was to provide, and go to work and make money and work that overtime and take care of the yard work, the different things that whatever lined up, that needed to be done by my end would be done. And when that's all taken away from you like that, it's very hard. And the second one was a little bit harder, and I'll speak more on it in a future video. We'll call it probably the avalanche because there was so much stuff that happened in such a small amount of time. I didn't even have time to stop to process any of it, in all reality. But back to my point of what I was saying is, I don't blame them, I blame myself. And I blame myself because I think when you want something so badly for so long that you get blinded and you're not thinking straight. You see the opportunity, you think, hey, this has been my dream my whole life. Like that was like my only dream. And then it gets taken away from you. And that's a hard pill to swallow. And losing your purpose is even harder than that. I've been lost for so long, and being lost and already suffering with anxiety and depression and all these things, like you don't know where to turn. You don't know what to do next. You can't process it. You can't think straight. And at the time, I couldn't get help because I couldn't afford it. But yeah, I take full responsibility on those, and I'm not gonna say that I forgive them because there's nothing to forgive. It whatever the reason is the reason. I did not ask for the divorces. It was stuff that they wanted. Try to fight for it, and you can only ask to try to work it out and go to therapy so many times before it sinks in that they're not going to give you that chance. The hardest problem now for me is it's put walls up so high that I don't have that desire. I don't have the desire for a relationship. The hardest part would be, especially someone with kids, or that wanted kids. The fear of losing all that again would just be devastating. So it's I'm trying to bring those walls down again, but 7 years, and they haven't budged yet, and the desire hasn't been there. I can't say I don't miss, you know, having someone there. Maybe one day give it another try, you know. Third time's a charm, right? You know. But all joking aside, like, you know, you do miss the little things, you know, spending together, just the little quiet times, or the comforting of each other, or building a life together. But this time I really think my guard will be very high up, and I'm gonna put it in God's hands this time. It's definitely something I probably can't do on my own, because I don't want to get blinded again by any of it. It's definitely not fun. Divorce is not fun. You build something, then you lose it, and but you know, so you build something, you lose it. You try to rebuild whatever way you can, and that's been a hard part for me, is with everything else that I have going on, between the mental illness, and then also deal with constant pain in my joints. I have a really bad back. I live in constant pain every day. It keeps me up. That's why I do these videos late at night. It's a little bit cooler, a little bit more mosquitoes, but yeah, I sleep about 2 hours, and then I'm up for hours on end, and try to take another nap here or there. But yeah, it's put a real hurt on me from going from way up here to all the way, pretty much knocking on China's door. My hole so deep, you know, and I'm trying to turn all that around, and that's again stuff for another video. I want to try to keep these somewhat as short as possible. I know I'm a rambler. Something I want to work on. I want to work on better video quality, being able to actually look at the camera and when I talk to it instead of being afraid of it. But yeah, I mean, if you had a childhood dream, even if you fulfilled it, and that's amazing, drop it in the comments below. I would love to get some discussions going. I would love to build this community focused on positivity, being there for each other, letting each other know you don't have to stand alone. You don't have to be in a rough spot to be a part of it, you know. We can all share our journeys and help each other try to get past the obstacles in them. But for on this one, I'm gonna sign out here on it. I hope everyone's doing well, and I wish you the best. God bless.